Now then, welcome to the latest instalment of RedArmy.tv. You're going to have to bear with me this week. I'm full of man flu. Yeah, the girls will be laughing at me, but fellas, we know what it's like. I promise not to cough, sneeze or splutter. I'll do my best, I promise. I will do my best. But we're all buoyed by 3 points against Ipswich, aren't we? And in the studio, big Cheshire Cat grins, of course. Middlesbrough Disabled Supporters Association himself, Mr. Paddy Cronesberry. Paddy, welcome. Again.
Yep, good to be back.
And Chris White, we were talking before we went on air about what was your first ever game? What was yours?
My first, it was at Ayresome Park against Swindon in March 71. Easy 3-0.
Easy 3-0, just like it's going to be against Millwall. But we'll come on
every
to that
match.
one.
I expect every match to be easy in 3-0.
71. I'd love to say I was a twinkle in someone's eye, but I wasn't. I was already born. And how old would I have been? I was 7 years old then in 71. There you go. And I remember Big Jack's era, but not like you, Paddy. Who remembers Brian Clough playing?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to see
5 goals in one game.
Anyway, how big are the Cheshire Cat smiles now we're back to winning ways? 3 points, Paddy. How happy?
Yeah, welcome change from games gone before. Yeah, it's lifted the mood a bit, and hopefully it'll continue when we take the boys to Millwall on Saturday.
It was just like twiddling that pressure relief valve off the top of the pressure cooker, wasn't it? How much relief as opposed to just pure joy at seeing the Borough win?
Yeah, I think Monk's under pressure. We haven't been performing and getting results at home, and it's important that we put on some kind of a performance in response, particularly when we lost. So yeah, I think it was a release for him, and it was nice. It was good to see the progress, some good performances, some very good performances. Yeah, overall I wasn't totally convinced, but it was heartening that we put in some decent performances.
Yeah, a few people said to me it was a wonderful performance, a fantastic performance. I'm thinking maybe that's in comparison to what we have seen, maybe not. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a quick look at Joe Nick's match report. Joe's been out and about after the game, sends us his thoughts.
Outside at the Riverside following Borough's 2-0 victory over Ipswich Town. A much needed win after those back-to-back defeats against Derby and Bristol City. Martin Braithwaite and Patrick Bamford with the goals today, and Bamford in particular one of the stars of the show after making his first start since August. And Gary Monks just said in his post-match press conference that he was really impressed with the response that Bamford's shown in training over the last couple of weeks, and it really paid off today with that second goal. And Borough really looked comfortable after taking a 2-0 lead in the second half, which didn't really threaten Borough's goal after that. I thought Grant Ledbetter made a difference as well in midfield, coming back to the side. Stuart Downing as well added that creative spark, got the assist for the first goal for Braithwaite. 2-0 finished, a big win for Borough. Hopefully now they're back on track after that, after those 2 defeats in the last 2 weeks.
Chris, who was your standout player?
For me, it was Bamford by Street. The energy and the movement was. I thought it was a breath of fresh air, which is something we've been lacking.
Paddy?
I'll go with Downing. I thought the way he made the first goal was back to the Downing that we know. And Bamford was tasty as well. Like.
He's I'm fighting a sneeze here, fellas, just to let you know, because I have got man flu. And it's tickling, so it's going to come. I know it's going to come, hopefully in the break. Downing's been a bit of a revelation in the last, 2.5 months? He really has come good, hasn't he?
Yeah, he seems to have got over whatever problems he had with Aitor, you know, and like I say, he's playing like we used to seeing him play. But
what can we pull out of the game? What can we pull out of that 2-0 win, Chris?
Well, for me, Downing was key as well. The thing about Downing is he can spot a pass, he can play the pass, he's also disciplined and he helps the fullback out. And I mean, when they took him off, I couldn't believe Johnson just doesn't track back. He doesn't add to the game for me. And I thought we lost control when we took Downing and Bamford off. I liked seeing Gestead back. But I don't think we've seen the best of him unless you get players near him.
Well, they're the views in the studio. What about your views out in the street? Mark took his camera out to pick up your views. Here are your fan rants after the game.
The first goal definitely helped. People go because we were a bit at the beginning, but the first goal definitely helped, and overall good match.
Good game. Downing played well again. Braithwaite okay. Thought the job a lot better today. Like Ledbetter pushes on forward. it's got to be the man for the game for us. Like, we all seem to go a better going forward and led the display. Thought it was a good performance overall. Everybody played okay.
Well, it was about time we got 3 points really in it. Good. No, good. Bamford, good quality. Christie, he played all right, and they weren't as much. I don't think they were that good. Ipswich personally, but 3 points for the Borough in it. Up the Borough.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Good all-round team support. Effort. Great. Yeah.
Brilliant. I thought it was really good. Last week we played well the first half and then fell off, but this week we stayed at it, and 2 good goals. Onward and upward.
Hi, I'm Joe Nicholson and this is Borough in 60 seconds. Borough's FA Cup tie with Sunderland on Saturday the 6th of January has been moved to a 1 o'clock kickoff. Tickets will be released on general sale on Tuesday the 19th. Season card holders have until 5 p.m. on Friday the 29th of December to reserve their usual seat. The logos of Butterwick Hospice and Teesside Hospice will appear across the front of Borough shirts for the Championship game against Reading in February. The shirts will be sold through a special auction after the game. The money raised will provide specialist care to local people with cancer and other life-limiting illnesses. Borough youngster Alex Patterson has joined National League North side York City on a month's loan. The 20-year-old midfielder has played twice for the under-23 side this season after recovering from a broken ankle sustained in July. And finally, Ben Gibson has set his side a clean sheet target between now and the end of the season. Borough have kept 9 shutouts so far this season, and the defender believes they'll need 14 more to stand a chance of gaining promotion. That was Borough in 60 seconds.
If you'd like to get in touch on the show, give us your comments, your thoughts. What did you make of the Ipswich performance, and how welcome were the 3 points? I'm still fighting man flu. Give us a break. All you've got to do is hashtag RedArmy TV. We'll get there in the end. I promise we will plough on regardless. A smile on the face from the fans. Absolutely fantastic stuff. What about Paddy Bamford, though? Obviously, that was the surprise. Maybe not a surprise, but if there was something semi-surprising about the lineup, Paddy was straight in. Did he take his chance, Paddy?
Well, it was good to see him start. You know, he's seems as though he's been in the wilderness a bit, you know, most of this season. Fans have been crying out for him coming on. I must admit, when he has come on as a sub, he hasn't really impressed me. But on Saturday, I've got to say, he was given from the start. He seemed as though he was playing like he had something to prove.
Took his goal phenomenally well, didn't he?
Brilliant.
Took the goal very well, the run, took responsibility, took the shot early and good accuracy. But he also has the ability to play past that pass he played through for a Sombalonga. When a Sombalonga, I mean, that was the weight on it was, maybe he could have just hit it a little bit high. But he's a footballer. He's a footballer, and I agree with you, Paddy. He hasn't performed when he's come on as a sub. I think he needs to feel loved, and he hasn't felt loved.
Neil, our super duper producer, has been writing on some notes here from him. He's put Bamford the new Ramirez. Is he going over the top there, Paddy?
Which Ramirez are we talking
Well, I
about?
suppose, yeah, there are quite a few to select from. Gaston?
I think he's probably tailor-made as a number 10, but
A higher up number 10 than Gaston.
yeah, it's a skill factor, isn't it? Gaston had he had that bit of skill where he could change a game in a minute. I think Paddy needs to be a bit more deliberate in what he's trying to do. Like I say, he can pick a pass. Like I will give him that, and it's nice to see him back on the score sheet. Been too long away without a goal.
Well, let's catch up with what's been going on in and around Twitter and Facebook land. I think it is our super duper director. I think he is Phil with the social media.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Graham Simpson's been online and he says that we bought a bucket load of attacking players, including Bamford. We have the bottle to play them and at a pace that nobody expected. What a result. More of the same, please. James Harris says that he's pleased Clayton's been dropped out of the team. 3 points, and he's happy that Bamford's finally getting to play. Him, Ledbetter and Howson know the dance. Stephen Ferguson woke up this morning feeling fine. And finally, Gary Monk says important to let our football do the talking. Pleased for the players and the fans because we know they deserve better. There's no complacency, much more work to be done.
All smiles on the keyboards as well as chats in the studio as well, and the boss, the gaffer, coming out saying that was an awful lot better. Do you get the feeling it's lifted a little bit of pressure from Monk's shoulders?
I think points on the board certainly do, yeah. As I said before, we've underperformed at home, and it's important we use that as a base to develop things, and then it develops confidence.
Well, we'll dig a bit deeper. We'll get the views of Gary Monk in the second part of the show. But it's time to earn a bit of coin. It's time for a quick break. Don't forget, get your messages in. Hashtag RedArmyTV. We'll read them out here on the show. We'll catch you after this short break. Plenty of travel to be had as Borough fans. We've got Red Army coaches going to both Sheffield Wednesday and Preston. Chef Wed, the December the 23rd, it's the Saturday before Christmas, filling up pretty quickly, but we've increased the size of the coach for that one, and Preston North End on January the 1st, also popular. As usual, pick up points, Gisborough, Redcar, Middlesbrough and Thornaby for those. We're still chewing the cud over Ipswich, of course, in the studio. The Borough boss quite pleased, quite relieved, I think, to sit in the old chair in the media conference after the game. This is what he had to say.
I'm pleased for the players, and I'm pleased for our fans. You know, I think, of course, the main part of today was to show a response and for our fans and for ourselves. And I think overall, of course, in the game, we were always comfortable. I think we were deserved winners of the game throughout, and yeah, you know, it was a step forward in terms of showing the possibilities of what we can be. Of course, I still think we can be a lot better and a lot more to come. But as I said to the players at the end, is we need to learn the lessons as well. You know, we've taken steps forward already this season, and then you know, shot ourselves in the foot and taken a few steps backwards. What's important is that, you know, now we have another opportunity where we took a step forward today. We have to make sure doubly hard and work doubly hard and focus, you know, this week to make sure that the next game we can build some momentum and keep adding to it, adding that confidence and that belief.
Gary Monk there speaking after the Ipswich game. One player we haven't mentioned, fellas, is the skipper, Grant Ledbetter. What difference has he made when he's been rolling up the sleeves and putting shifts there in the middle?
I think he makes a difference because he demands off the other players as well, and he talks to them, and he's consistent with his own performance. When he first came back in the team, I thought he was running the games. The last couple, I think his contribution's been positive, but I don't think he's as much of an influence on the other teams. But I think he's an influence in getting our team to perform.
Paddy, are we better with him in the team, in the start?
Yeah, he seems to be able to gel them together a bit more than when he's not in the team. You know, I mean, they seem to be a bit more cohesive in what they're doing going forward. As a defensive unit, he's obviously got the defensive qualities that certainly help us out.
There's that other thing as well. He got that booking very early. Now, like Ayala gets a booking, and you're thinking, oh my God, every time he's going for a challenge, you think he's going to get sent off. You know, with Ledbetter, he's not going to do anything daft. He's on a booking, and he doesn't do anything. He keeps himself on the pitch, and I mean, I think that's why they took Ayala off later on.
We'll start looking ahead very shortly. But Paddy, let's have a quick chat about the Disabled Supporters Association. We're at the end of the year. You've got your Player of the Year awards coming up soon enough, as soon as we've had a few sherries and a bit of Christmas pud. But what about 2018? What have we got to look forward to from a MDSA perspective?
Well, it's a bit of a scoop for you. We're at the awards night in January. We'll be launching another fundraiser. It'll probably take us 2 years. We're looking at funds to buy a new bus to replace the one that we've got. I can't believe it's gone 8 years already.
It's 8 year old now?
Yeah. So it'll be 10 years. You know, we've tried to work on a 10-year cycle with the two previous vehicles we've had. So, you know, everything has its own shelf life, and sadly this one's come at the end of its day. I mean, it's still a cracking vehicle. You know. It's only, I don't know if it's done 100,000 yet. So, but it's the age and everything, you know, insurance-wise and what have you.
Yeah, and things have to be coming now to get into London and all that stuff.
Obviously the cargo we carry as well, you know. The wheelchairs, I mean, not the
valuable
stuff.
cargo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we've got to be careful.
So what sort of have you got an idea of what sort of amount you have to raise for this?
Well, we reckon. Well, this one that we're in now, that ended up costing us 44 grand discounted, and adjusted and amended, and all singing and dancing. So so we think that, you know, inflation. I think we might be looking somewhere in the region of 50 grand.
Wow.
So
yeah.
It's,
well, look, if we can help, we'll let us know.
If anybody has any idea, any information on how to crowdfund things, let me know.
Well, I can't give you 50 grand, mate, but we can certainly get the word out and see if there's people out there who are willing to help. Because obviously, it's all our disabled supporters who go to the away games as well, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, if just on a tangent with the awards night, if any businesses or individuals or groups want to donate anything towards our prize draw, I'll take anything.
Yeah. Okay, well, the word has gone out. Let's see what we can pull. Can you help Paddy and the team with prizes, donations, that kind of thing for the awards night? Which is
an annual beg.
When is that? When is it? January the?
It's the 22nd.
22nd, and that's at the Riverside Stadium. It's always a cracking night.
It's a bit unique hours because our awards go from January to December. It's a calendar year as opposed to a season year. You know.
And you get the players there, and you get the gaffer there.
Yeah. And hopefully, hopefully that'll continue again.
Yeah.
It's a good night, 3-course dinner.
It is. It's a cracking night. Absolutely.
As you know, you did the MC last year.
I did, and you've asked me to do it again this year.
Well,
fool.
What have
fool. Hey. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good laugh. While we're talking about fundraising, let's have a look. I've got a note here. Action Against Poverty. Phil, who's involved behind the scenes here, is running a charity, registered charity. They're having a bonus ball. We haven't got the shirt in the studio, have we? We've got the shirt? No, the shirt's not in. They're having a bonus ball. It's a signed shirt. Thanks to Middlesbrough Football Club for providing this. Action Against Poverty, helping those people in the area in need massively, whether it's homeless, that kind of thing. That's what the charity does. So the bonus ball, 1 to 59, it's £5 a number. Once all the numbers are sold, the draw's going to be made. We'll give you the details, social media on Red Army as well. So signed Borough shirt for that. Let's start looking ahead, fellas. We've got 3 points under our belt. We're all quite chuffed at that. 1 game in, however many across the season. We are easily pleased. But is it... did we see enough in Ipswich to suggest that's the way we're now going to be going, or are you still not convinced?
I think there was seen enough from the performances of Bamford, certainly, and Downington, so that they're core to us performing. I think they need to get a run in the team. I mean, obviously Downing's been stable anyway, but certainly Bamford's justified his inclusion again.
Is it just 1 game, Paddy, or do you see?
I don't know. I think we've
silver linings there.
Yeah, we may have to tweak formations. I think, you know, I'm not a lover of this 4-2-3-1 stuff. I'd prefer 4-2-4 or 4-4-2 myself. I'm old style, you know what I mean? 2 wide men, 2 big men up front, or 1 big and 1 little. And that's why, you know, I think a Somberlong and Gestead up front together would be a lethal partnership. And I think it would work away from home as well.
Interestingly, Captain Supremo, one of our own, Ben Gibson. Well, he was Captain Supremo at the end of the game, wasn't he? Because Ledbetter handed him the captain's armband. Came out and said, look, we've got to set a target now. We need 22 clean sheets across the season. I've got an awful lot of clean sheets to make up then to get that number. But obviously the players are talking about we can still do this. Can we still do this? Can we still get in the automatic playoff spots?
Well, this is a crazy league. I mean, anybody can beat anybody, you know. And it's not unfeasible to get in, certainly to get in the playoffs. Whether the automatics are a bit too far ahead, you know, whether we've missed the boat there or not. You know, the old smash it record words are going to come back and haunt us possibly.
Excuse me, no way. Of course the top 2 spots are still there. There's 3 points for a game. All we have to do is put a run together. Everything's feasible. We've got the strongest squad in the league. Every other team are going to get injuries. We've got the squad there to pick up. We need to make sure the players keep performing. Of course, we can take any of those top 2 spots. I don't need my Wembley hotel yet. We've had this conversation. I don't need it. How can you not think it's there?
Well, we'll have to start by going to the new Den then and picking up 3 points there. Can we beat Millwall?
Of course we can.
Well, yeah, definitely.
You're saying that through gritted teeth though,
No, well, we've lost 18 against... Is it how many times we've played? I think we've won it.
Coldwell Lane was never a nice place. The new Den's not turned out any better.
Recent years, we haven't done too bad at Millwall, really. You know what I mean?
It's not a place to be feared.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jelly Boy scored 3 last time, didn't he? When we won 5-1. And
Wasson.
Scott MacDonald scored when we won down there.
All right, then who's going to get the goals this time?
Just Sombalonga.
Yeah.
And
Can you get a
Gestad.
couple?
Yeah.
Couple each. Scoring 4.
Well, 1 each will do.
I don't think Gestad will be playing. I don't think he's mobile enough. I think he's good to bring on later on, but he's not quick and mobile enough.
Doesn't have to be. He only has to be there to nod the ball down for a Sombalonga.
Yeah.
Bring him into play.
So come on, we'll go predictions.
His height's one of the assets, isn't it?
What do you think the scoreline's going to be, Ben?
I think 2-0 to us.
2-0 Borough?
Yeah.
I'm going 2-0 as well because we're starting our clean sheets runs.
Well, we did that against Ipswich. We've made a good start. So you're both going 2-0 Borough wins?
Absolutely.
I can't see why not.
Absolutely.
The defence is sound for me. You know?
Even Ayala starting to look a bit brighter as well at the back when he doesn't get booked. All right then. Well, I can't possibly leave you, with 2. I'm going to go the 1-0. I'll be happy with the 1-0 off the referee's book. I don't care.
2-0
as long as we get nil.
As long as they get nil.
As long as we don't concede.
Fellas, we're out of time. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Paddy, good luck with the fundraising.
Cheers.
We'll see you on the 22th of January.
22nd.
And we'll have you both back in the studio very soon.
Believe.
Believe. We believe. Catch you next week.